What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Chuck coming to you off the cuff with a little movie discussion. Let's get into it. So, today we're talking about that guy. What? Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's that man. Superman. Man of Steel. Kal-El. Clark Kent. Matter of fact, Clark Joseph Kent. How you want to put it? That's my boy, and I'm sticking with it. Telling you, we're talking about Superman Legacy. This is a movie slated to come to us July 2025, recently confirmed not to be delayed after the conclusion of the writer and actor strike by the director and coincidentally the co-head of the studio, James Gunn. This movie, I feel, already is getting quite interesting, and it's very early in its development, some might say. But, I just want to go over basically how we got to this point and the information we know so far when it comes to casting and basic story. This movie, again, was originally supposed to be a Man of Steel 2. We had Henry Cavill returning last year at the end of Black Adam, announcing he's suiting back up for a Man of Steel 2. They're going back to the drawing board, getting the character right. Well, James Gunn let him have a press junket, let him go out, make a fool of himself, go on national TV, hey, I'm back. For him to then say, no, that's not the route we're going with the character. We're going a different route. And I just don't like the way this happened. I don't. And James Gunn, I don't like the way he handles things. I don't think he tells the truth a lot, to be quite frank. We got several lists of lies just coming out of his mouth. I mean, we got a tweet here going back years, saying he'll never take a job like Walt's at Disney's or Kevin Feige's over at Marvel. But yet here you are, the leader of DC Studios, making some questionable decisions. You also said you didn't fire Henry Cavill after, you said you guys were going in a different direction. January of this year, you try to put a little spin on it and say, we didn't fire him. He just wasn't cast in the role. I still haven't got a term or a word for what happened to Henry Cavill, but he was administered his walking papers, relieved of his duties, aka fired, dickhead. You fired him. Another lie. Ben Affleck wants to direct a movie for us. For Ben Affleck to turn around and say, I'm not interested in anything James Gunn has going on over at DC. I would never do that. How about Gal Gadot?
I love portraying Wonder Woman. It's so close to and dear to my heart. And from what I heard from James and from Peter is that we're going to develop a Wonder Woman 3 together.
My friend, huh? Yeah. Tell me why. Because he knows my first name? Son, this is the game. I'm playing his ass. That's my job. That's your job.
You had the goal to argue with a fan on Twitter saying, who told you we booted her? This article proves to differ. She's been fired as well. So again, we talking about somebody that I don't believe can make the right decisions and obviously can't tell the truth. But anyway, moving on from that, my boy being unceremoniously ousted from the role, we get news a little bit later on in the year. We get some news that, around June, late June, he's found his replacement in a one David Cornsweet. Now, when you look at Mr. Cornsweet, you think, if you wanted Cavill, why didn't you retain him? As it seems, some of the media thought as well. It's quite baffling, especially when you said another lie. I feel, we're not directing. No, we're not making a younger superhero movie. A younger Superman movie. then what is the purpose, of firing Henry Cavill and hiring somebody 10 years younger than him if age isn't? And Henry Cavill doesn't look his age. He doesn't look 40 to me. But anyway, he brings in David Cornsweet, excuse me, and Rachel Brosnahan as his two titular characters, Superman and Lois Lane. A little bit further down the line, in July of this year, July 12th, we get some more interesting news on the casting. Not only is Superman going to be in this one is something that I actually quite like. If he'd have stopped here, it'd have been cool. We got Eddie Gaffney in the role of Mr. Terrific. This here is actually something that I like. Honestly, if he'd have stopped here, this would have been a good addition to the film. I like Mr. Terrific. I've been wanting to see a live adaptation of this dude. Like, yeah, we need characters like that. That guy, yeah, he's that boy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely excited to see what he got to. Yeah, what he's gonna do in there. I'm hoping he gets some good representation. Among that, we have Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho. I mean, when we talk about this, hey, the actor looks the part already. That's a plus. This one is a disappointment for me. We have Nathan Fillion as not only, I feel, definitely the oldest actor in this movie. Clocking in definitely got to be late 50s, early 60s. And playing the most least interesting Green Lantern out there. I mean, when you look at the list, we got Kyle Rayner. We got Jon Stewart. We got Hal Jordan. You cast him as Guy Gardner. Okay, interesting choice there. I don't know. I don't understand that. Then we get Isabel Merced as Hawk Girl. I actually like the Thanagarians, and I like what they did with Hawkman and Black Adam. Hoping they go a similar route with, the Mace and Metal and this adaptation, but we'll see. But at this point, that's a lot. It's like, whoa, thought this was a Superman movie. Okay. This may be a Justice Society movie. There's a lot of characters there. But even going deeper into the casting, we got some more interesting news not too long ago, November 16th, 2 days ago. We got Maria Gabriela De Ferra cast as the Engineer. Now, if you don't know, the Engineer is a character from The Authority. Who has basically had a transfer of 9 pints of nano robotics into her bloodstream, and it turned her into like a human nano robot. Like, she can just control nano robotics, make whatever she wants. But no one's gonna know all this. Like, I previously didn't know all this because no one knows who the Authority is. Like, that's another questionable decision that James Gunn made. That's a big tempo film he has coming right after Superman Legacy. It's like, why did you order that movie? I don't feel that's going to do good for the studio. Because, again, when you just got characters' names like the Engineer, it's like, doesn't sound too interesting to me, bub. Doesn't sound too interesting to me. And at this point, this Superman Legacy film, it should just be called DC Legacy at this point, because all the characters you were trying to shove into this is quite confusing. Isn't this a Superman movie? Isn't this supposed to be a movie focused on, a matured Superman balancing his work life and superhero life? But all of these other characters, I'm struggling to figure out where we're going to be able to see that if we got all these other characters to worry about. It's like you're taking a lot of screen time up for what?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
And I don't honestly trust you, James Gunn, when it comes to team movies, because we can see it in all of your work. Guardians of the Galaxy, not all of the team members get a good time to shine. It's two members on each movie that comes out. It's 2 members that he's primarily worried about that's going to drive the story. Everybody else can just kick rocks, is how I look at his films. So I'm confused. On top of the Engineer, we got rumors with plot leaks out there stating that Brainiac's going to be the villain. So it's like, I don't know what's going on here. I honestly don't. And he said this is going to be different from Marvel, but it seems a lot like Marvel, you know. It's like you're already trying to, you know, set up the next movie when you haven't even wrote the first fucking movie. You haven't even made it through this movie, made it through a trailer for this movie before you're thinking about the next 6 movies. Like, god damn. Keep making those same mistakes that Hollywood been making, and let's see if Superman Legacy is a win that I so desperately want it to be. Even though with all these things I've said here today, that's Superman. That's my boy. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see a win. I want to see $1 billion box office. That's the guy that started it off for all you want to be mark ass other heroes. Spider-Man, I'm talking to you, my boy. Even though you've been doing Superman bad in the box office for years. You know, I want to see that win for him. But with these decisions, it's confusing me. Again, I don't know what James Gunn got planned, but we'll have to see what turns out of the film. And we're definitely going to stay on top of it. Because again, Superman, it's okay for you to make a shit Blue Beetle movie. That's all right. And The Flash, that's cool too. I ain't gonna let that pass. But Superman, no. I will not let that slide, my boy. Can't let it happen. As we like to say around here, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Yeah, can't let it happen. So yeah, we're gonna have to analyze this super hard. Again, I don't want to always be too critical, but again, this is Superman, so we gotta, make sure we doing the right thing. But that's so far basically the news I feel that was noteworthy and needed to be gone over at this point. If you like the content, check back. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you excited for Superman Legacy? I know I definitely am. Want to see what they're doing with my boy Clark and Mr. Terrific. Them two I'm most excited about. But everybody else, again. But, it's been your boy Chuck. We out.